Hey there, this is Chris. I have just taken possession of this 1986 CorrectCraft Martinique and shoveled out a lot of the leaves and stuff. It was left out for a while. I put in a fresh new battery here down there. I was told does have a winterization tag from 2017. I was told it ran when it was winterized. No problems. But it's been outside for I think probably 3 years now, so the engine compartment was covered. But I'm just going to do a little inspection of what I can here. So I'm going to first just see if I can get it to turn over. Then maybe I'll hook up the water to it. So it looks like it's got a water fake lake type thing in there to put in a hose. So that cooling water suction looks like it's pretty good. And oh yeah, I'll tell you, I don't really know a ton about engines and stuff, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. I do know this is a Ford 350 V8 engine. Everything is looking okay so far. Fuel is in line. Let's check the oil. Oil looks nice and clean. That's a good thing. Let me see if I can find a rag. Gotta be something in here. Huh. Maybe not. Yeah, we'll just use the old sock. How's that? That's a weird spot for the oil dipstick. It's kind of a hassle. Well, it's not going back in. That's a little bit of a worry. Let me pause this while. Okay. So I've done all the checks I know to do. So put that in neutral. So you can give a I don't know which key it is. Okay, ignition on. We're getting some readings here. Fuel tank, 966 hours. Guess that's not great. Let's see what happens here. Well, turn it over. I don't really hear any indication that it's catching. There's any ignition or any of that. So let's see. Let's try it again real quick. All right, I'm gonna do a little troubleshooting, see if I can find anything else that looks like it might be not working. Okay, I couldn't get it started, so I'm doing a little spark test here. Got the spark plug out, got it grounded on there. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's pretty clear there. Sorry, it was pretty clear there was a decent spark. So our next step is fuel. Let's see what happens there. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not that up on my carburetor operation, but I feel like you should be able to see a little squirt of fuel going in there. But that might be up here. So we got the throttle, and then this must control the fuel, so maybe that is going in up there, but I don't really smell any fuel. I don't see any indication there's fuel getting here, so kind of track that back. Looks like fuel line there. Going to here, I guess the fuel pump right there. Yep, and then fuel intake, probably the fuel water separator, shut-off valve, and then the fuel line going to the tank. So I guess a good bet. Maybe I'll take this hose off here and see if there's any fuel getting to at least that spot. And then maybe we'll mess with some other spots and see if we're getting any fuel anywhere. I put a couple gallons of fresh gas in, and according to the maybe very unlikely wrong fuel gauge, it's got a full tank, so there should be fuel in there, but as to whether it's getting anywhere is the other question. So let's check it out. I'll let you know. Okay, I'd taken the fuel line off right there, and it was very clear there was no fuel that had been passing through there. And I also did it there. So I just manned up and sucked on this line a little bit, and got some gas coming through at least to here. So I'm going to start it again, try and start again and see what happens. So just on a whim, I removed this connection from the fuel pump, and it looks totally dry. It looks like that has not had any fuel in it for a long time. So maybe the fuel pump needs primed. I don't know. I don't know too much about it, but we'll try that and see if that helps out. Hey there, this is Chris. I really should have done the video when I got it started, but last we saw, really wasn't getting a fuel up to the carburetor. So I took a carb cleaner. It's your good old-fashioned carb cleaner. Sprayed it out real well, and then just a cap full of seafoam in each of the barrels there. Let it sit, gave it a little wrap with a screwdriver on there in case the float was kind of stuck. I admit I definitely looked up a lot of that online, but all seemed to make pretty good sense. And cranked it over, and it started up in 5 or 6 cranks, and seems to be running pretty well. I've got the throttle on about midway right now. Seems to eventually die at total idle, and that just might be a tank full of bad gas. I may just have to mix in some new gas here to keep that fuel quality going, but yeah, pretty exciting. So the next step is water testing. I don't have any reason to think that it's not gonna go under load or get into gear and all that, but you never know until you get out on the water, so we'll see what happens next. Also wanted to show you the indicators we got here. So the alternator seems to be running fine. Oil gauge, let me give it up some, comes up nicely. Was coming up to about, there we go, comes up to about 60 psi. Not quite there when you get up to full revs. Looks like the oil indicator, the engine temperature is working at least, so that's good. No idea on the speedo, who cares? And our RPM, our rev meter, seems to be running fine. Fuel will bounce around, so I guess that probably is working. Who knows? You never rely on that either. Like I said, the engine hours pretty high, but seems to be running well. And who knows if the pocket working. So things seem to be going pretty good so far. We'll see how it goes out in the water. Hey there, this is Chris again. Sorry I didn't do the video of actually starting getting out on the water, but as you can see, we are out here. Everything's running well. Got nice oil pressure just at idle. Temperature staying down. Yeah, all the other stuff. So we put it in gear. everything is looking good. A little choppy out here. I'm on Deep Creek Lake, Garrett County, Maryland. I'm going to open it up a little bit. Yeah, no need to get crazy, but yeah, it was up about 3,000 RPM. Everything's still holding steady, everything's looking good. It's real choppy, but yeah, these boats handle great, so very happy. Pretty nice to get a 4 or 5 year old sitting boat running, and looks like it's doing well. So thanks for watching, and see you out in the water.